Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have an unboxing to do today. This one is a cross stitch unboxing. I got some cross stitch stuff. So this one came from Sevengreat. It is a new cross stitch company, or at least new to me anyway. I haven't heard of them before until they reached out to me to do this for them. So I got on their site, checked out all their stuff. They had tons and tons and tons of cross stitch things to choose from, lots of great options, lots of great patterns and things. So I got a couple things. I was super excited to get these ones, and you will notice first off that so I did get two different things, they're both cross stitch kits, but you'll notice that they are packaged differently. This one's in a little bit of a nicer package, and this one's just in like the plastic. So what I've noticed with the cross stitch things is that a lot of it depends on like the brand of where it's coming from, and that will depend on how it's packaged. So usually like the Joy Sunday kits will be packaged in this nicer packaging, and then pretty much all the rest of them are usually just come in this plastic stuff. But they both come with, you know, everything you need in them. So even though this one looks packaged, the packaging looks nicer, it still has, you know, pretty much the same thing you would get in this. So they both still work great, just a little bit of a different packaging. So I am going to start with this one. This one's a little bit of a smaller one. So this front paper tells you pretty much everything that's in there. It gives you the picture of what it is. So this is the picture that I got, of course, mountains, because you know I love mountains. And you'll see this one is going to be a very small one. That picture makes it look big, but it's going to be small, because as you can see, it is just a 16 by 16. It is a 14 count, so you'll use 2 threads. We'll open it up. The price of this one is $3.72. So it is a stamped cross stitch. So like I said, it's pretty small, but this is a really great one would be like a great one for beginners if you're just starting out. I recommend starting with the smaller ones, something a little bit more simple. And this is, for the most part, a pretty simple pattern, I would say. I know the way it looks on here, it looks kind of confusing, but it really isn't. Once you get started, it's not. And then there's shows like your table down there, your little guide to follow for what color goes, what number goes with what color up here. So it looks like there's 13 different colors. It does come with like a paper guide as well. Has the numbers here, and then this little guide here. Usually for like the stamped cross stitches, though, you really won't use that too much. And then here are the threads. So like I was saying, 13 different colors. And this is what they look like. Of course, have those greens in there. And then some of the grays and blues. So some pretty nice colors that come with this one. I think it'll look really good when it's done. And I mean, how this picture should look just like that when it's finished. So I just thought this was a fun little simple one. And I will also probably be doing I'm going to do like a quick little like cross stitch tutorial, cross stitch guide sometime on my channel. Probably, I don't know how soon I'll do it, but probably within the next few weeks or so I'll probably do a little guide, and I'll probably use this one to do it because this one is just such a great little like starter kit, I think, for those who are just starting out. Now I just recently got into cross stitch earlier this year, so I still consider myself somewhat of mostly a beginner still, but I thought I would just do some kind of like guide, cross stitch guide for people who are interested in getting started into cross stitch. All right, now for my second kit, I was so excited for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the package before I start talking about it. The price of this one was $12.88. Alright, so this one, I was super excited about this one. If you're familiar with Lord of the Rings, this is like a Lord of the Rings inspired pattern. And I love Lord of the Rings, so I was super excited when I saw this. And I knew right away that I wanted to get this one. They didn't have a lot of like Lord of the Rings like inspired patterns. They had like a few of them. This was one of them, and then there was like 2 other ones, but I wanted to do this one. I love Lord of the Rings, so I decided to get this one. This kit is it's a counted cross stitch, so as you can see, it'll just be a blank thing. So if you're first starting out, I definitely recommend to start with the stamped. I have done a counted cross stitch. I actually just recently finished up. It was my first time doing counted. It really wasn't, and it was a lot smaller than this, I will say though. So it was actually honestly pretty easy, I think, to follow along. But this one's a lot bigger than that other one that I did. So I'm hoping that this won't be as hard, but I really wanted to get it because it was a Lord of the Rings themed one, and it is a 45 by 45, says right there. That's the size of it. So this one has like a little guide on the side. Kind of reminds me of like diamond painting where they have like the table on the side. My other counted cross stitch that I had, it didn't have like these other guidelines on there. It didn't have like any of this or like the table on the side. It was just a completely 100% blank canvas, and I did it with no problem. So I think having these guidelines on there will help a lot, especially since this one's a bit bigger. But yeah, that's, again, there's the picture, and this is the guide to help you. So you would use this to follow along. So like basically if it was a stamped cross stitch, this is like how it would look on the fabric if it was stamped. But instead of it being on the fabric, it's just on this paper, and you have to kind of follow along on the paper. And then it has another guide there on the side too for you. And here's all the threads it came with. It came with tons of them, of course, because it's quite a big sized one. And then there's the needles, and I think that's a needle threader. Honestly, that's probably pretty. I've honestly probably needed to invest in one of these in needle threader anyway, just because I have kind of a hard time threading the needle sometimes. So that's nice that it came with that. I'll open these up. lots of these. There must be lots of these colors because they sent a ton of those, so must be a lot of that in there. And some more, and then here's another one. And yeah, I see how thick all that thread is on there. There is a lot. This one will definitely probably take me a long time to do, but I'm very excited about it. Trying to kind of unwrap this a little bit so you can see the different colors in there. So yeah, there are some of the colors there. Tons of red in there, of course, different shades of reds. Some yellows and blacks and grays and browns. There's like a little bit of like purples and pinks in there too, probably for some of that, for like the highlights on the reds and whatnot. So very nice colors. I will say the one thing that I noticed about this kit though when I took it out of the packaging, or just really about the paper mostly, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but like this picture looks, to me in person, looks like kind of pixelated, and like on their website it did not look super pixelated like that. So I'm hoping it doesn't affect at all how it turns out, but that was just the one thing I kind of noticed about it. But I mean, regardless of that, I'm still super excited to do this one. I just actually started up a new cross stitch not that long ago, so probably after I finish that one that I'm doing, then I'll probably honestly just start on this one next, because I was really excited about that. So those were the two items that I got from them. Like I said, they had tons of cross stitch stuff to choose from. I was on their site for a long time actually looking at all the different stuff that they had, so it's a great site to go to if you're wanting to get into cross stitch, or if you already do cross stitch. They also did give me a 6% off discount code. It is Katie06 off. I will put that down in the description, along with linking these down in the description, so you guys can go check them out. Maybe get some stuff for yourself if you would like. So like I said, this came from Sevengreat, so make sure you guys go check them out, and thank you to them for sending these to me, and thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.